Good morning. I am greeting you from my winter garden today. This is a place where my Grandma Sue and I hang out basically every moment that she's at my home. I'm also snacking on a delicious not peanut butter. I made peanut butter cookies last time. Ruby actually made these and they are heaven. So good. We shared a pan with the neighbors yesterday and they loved them. So if you guys have a sweet treat that you enjoy eating and a cup of coffee and some knitting, grab it out, take a bite, and join me as I talk about the things that I have been creating this week. I want to kick off this episode by talking about something that is beyond exciting. Robert, my husband, is a stay-at-home dad, and many of you will have met him in the past couple of years that we have done Vlogmas. And our youngest daughter, Ruby, is going to school right now, and Robert would love to do something creative to fill his time. So I had recently joined Melody from Bee Mandarine's Patreon, which is fantastic. And I had been talking to Robert about it, and he thought, what a fun idea. So we are going to be offering vlogs, 2 to 3 vlogs a week, along with questions with, and those will be questions with Robert and myself, my chats with myself and my grandma. It could even be a chat with Robert and Ben, our neighbor, who you would have met on Vlogmas as well. There will be blog posts, random coupon sales for a homespun house, and other fun details that Robert has been working out. So he will be the one who is editing all of those videos and putting everything together for all of you Patreons. So I am really excited that that's something that he's excited about, something that he can do to keep himself busy and creative during the day. And yeah, I just look forward to welcoming him into doing something creative for a homespun house, and I know that he's excited about it, and I hope that you guys are too. All right, so things that I have been knitting. I have become, I don't even know if you could say obsessed, it's beyond obsessed with the Everyday Slouchy Beanie by Tristan Molina, who designs under Dragon Horde Yarns. Now let me show you, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these hats not in progress because one of them is finished. So this is the first one that I've finished. I have knit this out of our Beltane colorway on Gold Stellina fingering weight. And then I knit it out of our Juniper colorway. So let me show you guys how this hat looks on. It fits really, really wonderfully. I've worn it from time to time. It's something that I've been carrying around with me. And I have it in my large market basket. I finally was able to order some of these. So hopefully in 1 to 2 weeks, you will be seeing mini market baskets, mini shopping totes, large shopping totes, large market baskets. I was not able to get any everyday market baskets. That's kind of the size in between the mini and the large. So I have no idea when those will be able to be in stock. Anyhow, I've been carrying around my everyday slouchy beanies. I have 3 of them in here right now. And this one I finished while I was out, so it's just kind of sat in here. And I've been knitting at the terrace twice in the last week, and it's quite windy. It's right on the water. So I've been happy to have this in my little basket. So this is such an enjoyable, relaxing knit. It does call for the fingering weight yarn along with a strand of mohair, but you can do it differently if you don't like mohair. And I will talk about that in just a minute. So it has a double brim here, which I love because on those windy days where the wind chill is beyond below 0, we haven't had any of those yet. It's only September. It's nice to have that extra layer because it can go through the knitting. So I can't wait to see how this wears when it's windy, but I think it will keep me very, very happy. And I don't know who this is for, if it's going to be for myself, if it's just going to go in my gift basket or my little hat box like I talked about last week. So I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. I did have somebody asking me if these sorts of colorways, the ones that I showed last week that are dyed up using the kind of newer dye technique that I've been using, if it would knit the same exact way on a sweater or on a pair of socks. Just because the circumference is so different in a pair of socks, a hat, or a sweater, I can't necessarily tell you exactly how it's going to knit up, because I have only knit these sorts of colorways on, well, socks and a hat. And on the hat, it doesn't pool at all. There's absolutely no pooling, which I am not a fan of. I'm very, very happy that this doesn't do that. But I dyed it up in a way where I was really careful about the fact that I did not want it to pool. So it shouldn't pool in a pair of socks or a pullover, but I cannot make any promises. So this is the first one that I knit. And the second one that I knit, this is the one that I've intended for myself. I've used a skein of fresh sheets on our non-superwash merino base, which is also called Dale. And then I'm using a skein of mohair in our electric feel colorway. And this one is really, really pretty. When you take it out into the light, you can really see the creamy base of this hat. So let me show you how this one looks. It's still on the needles, but it's almost finished. So this is the way that my hat for myself looks. And it's just a really, really fun pop of color. And I'm really happy with the fit and the way that this one's turning out. So I am at the decreases, and this should definitely be finished by next week. So again, I'm really enjoying knitting out of the non-superwash merino, and I have just been having the time of my life dyeing up our colorways on non-superwash merino. The third everyday slouchy beanie hat that I am knitting is actually out of, again, our non-superwash DK yarn. So the reason why I chose a DK weight yarn is because Robert had seen me knitting these everyday slouchy beanies, and he loved them and he wanted one of his own. He liked the idea of the double brim, and he just thought the fit of it was really nice. The look of it was pretty slick. And so I brought him down into my processing room where all of my stock is, and he chose the colorway Steel, and he wanted to try out our non-superwash Dale base in DK. So what I was saying is, the reason why I chose DK is because generally a fingering weight yarn and a skein of lace weight yarn, so the mohair, which is really quite plump. I guess you could do 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn to make a DK weight yarn, but just because the mohair is so plump and has such a nice halo, it creates basically a DK weight yarn. And I've pretty much gotten the same gauge as the other hats that I've knit. So you still need 2 skeins of yarn when knitting the DK weight version. So the reason why I say you still need 2 skeins is because you need 1 skein of fingering and 1 skein of mohair. So 2 skeins total to make one of these hats. So when you make the DK weight, gosh, where did I get? I think I got to about 1 inch below where I had to start doing the decreases. So I think I will probably work maybe 1/3 of the way into this second skein, maybe 1/4, I'm not sure. I'll measure it definitely when I'm finished with his hat, so that you guys know or have an idea. So yeah, I love it. The feel of it's great. Let's see if I can try his on. It still needs a bit of knitting on it, but the feel of it's great. It fits the same exact as the other ones do. And yeah, I just think it's a really great and fun knit. As you can see, I've really knit so many of these, and they're all pretty different. So this is DK Steel, and I think I might knit one of these for my dad for Christmas. The only problem is I don't think he wears a slouchy hat at all. So I probably could get by on one skein for my dad. Maybe. Maybe not. I'll have to think about it, but yeah, this is where I joined. I still have to weave in the end. So it was a little more than an inch before I had to start doing my decreases. Anyway, it's been so much fun. I have a Simply Serving butterbeer, Birdie Bot's Every Flavored Beans, and one of their butterbeer charms. We at a Homespun house are currently selling Harry Potter charms. If you go to our marketplace at the shop and click on Potterhead Shop, all of those charms are made by Chelsea of Sucre Miniatures, and there are so many fun ones. Tea with Umbridge with the little kitty cat and brown sugar cubes next to it, mandrakes, Birdie Bot's Every Flavored Beans, butterbeer, Dumbledore's favorite lemon drops, Tom Riddle's diary, lots and lots of different fun Harry Potter charms, and more are coming. I have exciting news about that. We currently have Christmas at Hogwarts in the shop. That will include a charm, again made by Chelsea of Sucre Miniatures, and I cannot wait to start dyeing all of those yarns. I'm really excited. So if you guys joined last year and loved it, join again. You guys, you'll be really happy. The final Everyday Slouchy Beanie hat that I am knitting is out of our Lincoln and Rose Gold colorway. So these two. I'm using our soft sock and then mohair silk. And I have one of my Umbridge teas here. So sweet. And a mandrake that was gifted to me by Meg of Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. And that was made by Simply Serving. Meg has been designing some amazing, amazing color work pullovers having to do with Harry Potter, Halloween, and she gifted me her Hogwarts A History pullover quite some time ago, and I've been wanting to knit it desperately. So one of these days, I really, really would love to work on that. So anyway, I've just knit the bottom part of the brim that will get tucked in. And now I have to do a little bit something different that the pattern asks me to do. And then I can start knitting on this hat. My friend Anna and I are actually going to go and see Downton Abbey, the movie, tonight. And I am so excited. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So I'm wondering if I'll take this with. I'm second guessing myself because I think a strand of fingering weight and a strand of mohair is not necessarily the smartest thing to take to a movie. I think there might be too many times that I forget to pick up the mohair. So I'm thinking I need to cast on a pair of socks. And I'm thinking those socks might be a pair for Robert. This is kind of what I'm thinking. Before I had mentioned that I thought that I would knit him a pair of socks in Obladi. I think he would like them. But this is some yarn from my stash that I looked at. I thought it would be really fun, and I think he would like it. So I think I might knit the main color with Rose Gold, soft sock, and then do the cuffs and toes in Indie. I haven't dyed this colorway in quite a long time. I knit my no frills pullover out of this along with Fresh Sheets mohair, and then we have Electric Feel. I think I might do that for the heel. Robert loves pops of color, and so I think this would be really great for him. Elodie has a pair of socks knit out of Electric Feel. All right, I don't have any socks on the needles. How weird is that? And I think that that probably should get cast on because St. Nicolaus Day is coming soon when it comes to knitting a pair of humongous socks, size 46 European. But I did cast off a pair of socks, and here these are. These are the Goblin Dance socks. I don't think I finished them last episode. If I did, I'm sorry. But these are the Goblin Dance socks. I knit a size 8. and I love these. I currently have sock sets in the shop as well as single skeins. It is for pre-order only. Once I close this pre-order, I will not have it open again. So I have 2 Halloween colorways, Goblin Dance and Hallows Eve. And hop on those if you're wanting to get some Homespun House Halloween yarn. I will be listing new autumnal colorways to the shop next week. I've already had them dyed. They are drying on the drying rack and ready to process next week and photograph and get those up for pre-order as well. All right, the next thing that I knit was a lot of fun. I brought it along while I went to an appointment that my sister Amy had yesterday, because it's something that's been sitting around for quite some time and I have been wanting to get to, but I don't know, I haven't been excited about it. And when I pulled it out and started knitting on it, I was a ravenous beast. I knit both of these really quite quickly, and I wondered to myself, why in the world I hadn't cast this on sooner. So the larger objects have been finished for some while. If you've watched quite a few episodes of A Homespun House, you would have already seen these. These are out of our 5 20-gram mini DK weight skeins of yarn. I think I hear our post man in the driveway. Anyway, these are out of our 5 20-gram mini DK weight skeins of yarn. And I did some fade sets quite a while ago because I purposefully wanted to make 2 cowls for both of my daughters for one of their Advent Sunday gifts. So this first one that I've just shown you a couple of times is 8 ODs. And then this second one is rubies. If you notice, the bottom is larger than the top. I want it to kind of cup around their neck more at the top so that it has a really nice fit. None of these have been blocked. And I don't necessarily think that they need to. They're really nice and squishy. And yeah, I love them. So I have made each of the girls a Waldorf doll, and I thought it would be really fun to gift each of them matching cowls for their dolls. That's what I worked on while I brought Amy to her appointment. So this is 8 OD's cowl, and this is her little doll's cowl. Super sweet. I know she's going to adore this. And then this is Ruby's cowl. And this is her Dolly's matching cowl. I'm so happy with these. I think it was such a fun idea to make. The girls are always asking for accessories for their Waldorf dolls that I made them. 8 OD's birthday is coming up this November, and I've knit 8 OD a couple of pairs of socks, and I think it'll be really fun to get around to knitting her doll the same socks that will match hers. I know she will really get a kick out of that. So I knit these cowls on size, I think, a US 4, I think. So these have been so much fun to make. I'm very happy that they're finished. I even have the ends woven in to all of these, and each of these have 10 ends, these teeny tiny little things. There were lots of ends to weave in. And when I go to like knitting night or something where I'm sitting and knitting around with people outside of my house, I like to take projects along that I like to get finished, that are easy to work on. And often if I have ends to weave in, I will take that with me, because if it's the only thing I have and it needs to get done, it's very easy to do in a social situation to weave in ends. So I don't know, it's somehow less painful weaving in ends when I'm out knitting with friends. Don't ask me why, it just is. Maybe you guys feel the same way. So the final thing that I have been working on is this hilarious felted little kitty cat wearing a fish bag and little sunflower. So her name is Sweetie, and she was just so much fun to make. I plan on making more of these. I want to make a kitty cat wearing an apple costume, probably next. And I don't know, I have no plans of what I'm doing with these. I've just been having a lot of fun making this. I started making this and I finished it, I think, in 2 days. I just worked on it when I had time and I had so much fun making little sweetie. So have any of you guys been into needle felting? I feel like I kind of go in a phase and spurt of needle felting. And actually, what triggered me to make this was I went to the Sheep and Wool Festival in Jefferson, Wisconsin last weekend. And I purchased 2 needle felted things from a wonderful woman who came from Germany, and they're just beautiful autumnal decorations and I love them. Hopefully, maybe I will remember next episode to share them with you guys because they're absolutely beautiful and inspiring. So we are going to be closing up our overdose awareness fundraiser at the end of this upcoming week. So for those of you who are wanting to sign up and support something great, you can definitely, there's still time. You guys have asked Amy to make a collection of mixtape minis and she's very excited, and she has a really fun idea of how she wants to curate these and the idea along with them. Amy will also be in our Patreon, so she will also be featured in our vlogs and possible even questions with her. We're definitely open to suggestions and requests for people you want to see. What else do we have up on the website? Oh my gosh! So my sister and I have been watching The Dark Crystal on Netflix. It is a series. There are 10 episodes. Each episode is about an hour, maybe 55 minutes. And it is amazing. They're all puppets. It's just artistically, visually stunning and so impressive. I love the storyline. I feel like, I would say as a nerd, in the most loving way towards myself, it just makes my heart so happy. I find myself during the day thinking about The Dark Crystal. So anyway, it is based off of a movie, I think made in 1982, and a comic book series. And I am enjoying the series so much. I think it is one that I will, if my sister and I weren't watching it together, it would be one that I would definitely binge, and I probably would have almost finished by now because I am enjoying it really so much, immensely. I can't tell you. If you love Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Tim Burton, it's just, from an artistic standpoint, amazing. So I couldn't recommend more if you like magic, folklore, just things like that. This series, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I would recommend, from my standpoint, watching the series before the movie. I love it. I really, really love it. So we have a 3-month club. You can choose if you want a 100-gram skein of yarn or a sock set. And even if you don't like the Dark Crystal or you aren't interested at all, guys, these skeins of yarn are going to be beautiful, mystical, jewel-toned, glorious. I feel like these are yarns that will definitely fit pretty much everyone's taste. If I'm wrong, sorry. But I think most people will be very, very happy with these surprise skeins of yarn, whether you're a Dark Crystal fan or not. So that is up in the shop. The first installment will ship out October, the 2nd November, and the 3rd one in December. So Advents are still in the shop. Speaking of December, I will be finishing up dyeing Advents probably in the next 2 weeks. So much fun. I'm really enjoying that. I wanted to share with you guys, since I am on such an everyday slouchy beanie kick, I wanted to share with you because I have been getting quite a bit of emails of people asking me for combinations for everyday slouchy beanies. So in my everyday shopping tote or large shopping tote, I brought up some combinations of yarn that I think would look pretty great for an everyday slouchy beanie. The first colorway that I brought up is After All This Time, and I thought this could go 2 ways beautifully. I think that this would look gorgeous with velvet. I think I brought up 3 colorways for this actually. with velvet, and I think it would look great with amethyst. But I also think it could be really fun with rose gold. So the next everyday slouchy beanie idea that I had was cozy nights, which is perfect as we're coming into fall, and comfort. I think that will look really pretty. You also could do cozy nights with rose gold very, very easily. I think that would look absolutely stunning together. And then I have It's Okay to Be Alone and Deegan. I knit Elodie's Everyday Slouchy Beanie out of Deegan and City Lights. And then I have Pickled Juice and Barley. I've been obsessing over this colorway lately. I need to make something with it. I have Homestead and Hopscotch. You could of course use rose gold for this too. I just think Hopscotch along with Homestead would be my preferred choice. I love this one too. Berlin Sunrise and Whale Belly. I have Three Libras and Matcha for a really fun kick. Amy would love this. You could use rose gold for this too. You could use oatmeal for this. You could even use ash with that. All right, and then I have Lumos. And what color did I choose to go with this? I probably picked Barley. But I also think Matcha could look cool with this. And that's what I brought. So we have a birthday party to go to this week, which will be really fun. It's Ruby's best friend's birthday party, and we're definitely looking forward to it. That will be a lot of fun. My friend Heidi, it's her son's birthday. She took me last week to an amazing vegan bakery called Bloom in Madison, Wisconsin. I think it's on Monroe Street. It's a wonderful place to get vegan baked items. I will definitely be visiting next week, which I'm really excited about and looking forward to with Heidi, and just browsing around Monroe Street. I know there's a really cool shop there called Orange Tree Imports. I've never been before, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, and then it's my birthday next week, you guys. It's my birthday. I'm so excited. We will be celebrating with the neighbors and family. And then Friday, we will be going up north with my grandma and my sister and our two girls and Robert, of course. And I cannot wait to share with you Patreons the cabin that we're staying in and the hikes that we'll be going on. I'm just really, really looking forward to it. The weather is supposed to be cool. It's not supposed to rain, which is really exciting. We've had a rainy week this entire week. So it's been great for staying inside. And it's worked out pretty well that when the girls have come home from school, the rain has stopped, so they've been able to play outside. Now, the mosquitoes love the after the rain atmosphere, so they've been out, but because we have a mosquito magnet, they're not too bad. So that's been really nice. They've been able to ride their bikes to school most days, come home on their bikes. And it's really nice because if it's raining in the morning and they have to be driven with the car, Robert, then when he rides his bike to pick them up, if it's not raining, he brings along the girls' rollerblades and they rollerblade back home while he rides the bike. So that's been really fun to have the school nearby and have them be able to go to and from without a car when the weather calls for it. If you guys still want to get in on the Disney Princesses minis set, there are 11 princesses total that I've dyed yarn for. Those will be closing on Saturday as we will be processing them. My sister will be processing them, and I will be getting those ready and shipped out for you later on Monday, and I think Tuesday is when the final parcels for that will be shipping. So now it's time for me to go and heat up my coffee, as I haven't really had any of it, and let's be honest, it is probably cold right now, which is the story of my life. My coffee is cold. I don't know how many times I have to heat up my coffee each day, 10 times a day before I end up drinking a small glass like this, if I'm home. So anyway, it's been really wonderful chatting with all of you. Even though you haven't been able to chat back, it's just been fun to be able to share the things that I've been doing and to have some fun conversation back and forth in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.